Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So today I will be presenting on the topic of media use and political participation among Malaysia's aging citizens, optimisms and challenges. So this paper is a collaboration of myself with Professor Syed Arabi, and we are from the International Islamic University Malaysia. So before we talk about our data findings and our research work, it's first best that we understand who we mean by senior citizens. So in Malaysia, senior citizens is sometimes referred to as warga emas, or literally translated as golden citizens. So the Department of Statistics has defined warga emas to be those aged 65 and above. But on the other hand, the MCMC has uniquely characterized the elderlies as 49 and above, because this is the eldest category when measuring the use of the internet. The national policy on senior citizens defines warga emas as those above the age of 60 years old. So as you can see here, there are many categorization of senior citizens. But in the advanced and developed nations, senior citizens are usually defined as those above 65 years old. So overall, globally, we are moving into what we consider as aging society, because as people live longer, the World Health Organization predicts that 1 in 5 or 2 billion people will be aged 60 or older by 2050. So this is the double of 2015. So how do we relate senior citizens, media and politics? So Malaysia, as other countries also, are moving to an aging nation and will soon become an aging nation when the number of people aged 60 and above is expected to reach 3.5 million in 2020, which has already been materialized. And by 2040, it is expected to become 6.3 million. At the same time, while we have this big growing number of warga emas, we are also seeing an increase in the adoption of digital media and the importance of digital media in everyday life, especially in terms of online news consumption, videos and sources. And all of this has actually influenced the political landscape, because the new media especially has been a dominant source of information when it comes to people's attempt to understand politics or even relating to voting behavior. But in 2015, MCMC found that the elders constitute only 7.3% of the internet users in the country. So they are the smallest group of people that is adopting the new technologies, while statistics also show that 2.8 million Malaysian voters are aged 51 and above. So this is a relationship that we feel needs to be investigated, and to look at whether today in 2022, Malaysian senior citizens are more media savvy than what MCMC found out in 2015. So generally, our overall investigation is interested to understand the media consumption habits and areas of interest among the senior citizens, so that we can speculate the kind of political participation the senior citizens might have now and in the future. Sorry for my typo there, yeah? So our specific research questions are, first, what are the media habits of the senior citizens? What do they care about, and how positive are they on the future, about the future? So this is our methodology, because actually this is we're taking a subset from a bigger data, from a study on persepsi orang ramai terhadap isu semasa, where we actually had 1,310 respondents. And out of those respondents, we identified 169 of respondents aged 51 and above. So for this particular study, we consider warga emas or senior citizens as those aged 51 and above. So we conducted face-to-face survey on site. So this is the general breakdown of the demographic. We basically interviewed 70% Malay, 21% Chinese, and 9% Indians, almost representing the population of Malaysia, with 51% male and 49% female. So these are our findings with regards to media use, as you can see in the table. So we're just providing an exploratory data lah here, okay? So we can see that at the moment, senior citizens are using more traditional media than new media, especially watching television. But we also see that a very high usage of WhatsApp. Here you can see at the bottom where 57.4% of the respondents claim that they use the WhatsApp almost every day. We also identify, as predicted, a very low usage of Twitter and Instagram. But uniquely also, we found that the respondents were divided in their use of the newspapers. As you can see, many people have not been reading newspapers. Only probably they tell us around once a week. And also many are reading newspapers. Okay, if to 4 to 5 days, we have around 32%. So we have a group of people that reads newspapers and another group of people that don't really read the newspapers. And we also found potential in online news portal, as you can see in the statistics here. While many claim, right, that they only go to this portal around once or never, but if we accumulate from 4 to 7 days, you can see a high rise. We also asked the respondents about their areas of interest, what do they often look out for, and if they are using the media, what kind of news or information do they consume. So what we found is that most are interested in current affairs, and that they are also interested in religion and health, and that these are groups of senior citizens that are interested. They are also actively engaging information. They are also interested in politics and international news. So interestingly, what we want to also identify in this study is to look at their optimism of the future. So what we found is that these respondents, this group of senior citizens, is very concerned about the economy. And they're very concerned not only the economy now, they foresee that the future will also be quite problematic. So they're not quite optimistic about the economy, but they are more optimistic when they talk about the future of Malaysia and their family. They are also currently worried about employment, but optimistic about its future. So in this sense, what we're trying to do is we want to look at whether the senior citizens are engaged in all these issues now, so that are they able to really be engaged in the sense that they relate these issues into what they see as a better future or not. So out of this, we found, okay, optimistically, that the media, that the senior citizens are currently engaging the media. And we can foresee a more digital literate senior citizens in the future, because this is based on the increasing use of internet, as well as their familiarity with the use of WhatsApp. Although we identify TikTok, Instagram is quite low, there are adoption. And these senior citizens are no longer necessarily confined to the newspaper. They are also actively engaging in the online platforms. So they actively use the WhatsApp and are very interested in current affairs. Therefore, these people are connected. So we can no longer use the traditional stereotype of trying to categorize senior citizens as those that's inactive. So this group of respondents also were very concerned about politics, but they are more concerned about health and religion, and they are worried about the present, but comparatively optimistic about the future. And we have uncovered that they feel that the challenge currently for Malaysia is in terms of economy. So what we can conclude from these simple findings is that we can foresee a future of active elderlies who are connected and informed. Okay, and that these senior citizens are actively contributing to the economy, and they will assert influence and they will demand for economic stability. So these people are moderately optimistic about the future. So in terms of politics, they need convincing. And there will be a political will in terms of religion and health when we want to convince the senior citizens. So that is it for our findings based on this simple work. So any questions, I will be happy to answer. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.